Does YouTube have a problem with forcing stories?
It's so hard to like get people attached to someone while also like keeping retention and keeping the tension and stuff like that.
Really want to be introducing people to a storyline within the first 10 seconds of a video.
What you need to do is to tell the footage what you want it to do.
Just get this vision out there as quickly as possible.
Stories are an essential part of the human experience. They're a framework for understanding, a method to convey ideas, emotions, and experience, and a method to connect humans with one another. There is an ocean of content on YouTube, and every day there's a new creator who's trying to tell us a story, and we are blessed by it. But not every story on YouTube follows narrative structure. I mean, not intentionally. You could say this video of a man falling for almost 9 seconds is considered a story, but that's not what I'm talking about. Creators on YouTube, especially the most popular, craft narratives. I mean, from the very beginning of the ideation process into writing and filming, they're trying to figure out how to really keep you hooked with a special narrative. With the rise in popularity of MrBeast, arguably one of the biggest spectacle creators of our time, creators have started to format their videos and content similar to his, spectacle-focused content. There have been a large variety of videos that have come up over the past few years about the beastification of content, the rise of spectacle-driven content, but now, over the past few years, we've been seeing a shift back towards narrative.
Screw it. Like, people say they want better stories from us. Let's do it.
So we have a creator of a format that's based in spectacle who's decided to shift over towards narrative. And you bet your ass all those creators who have decided to kind of mimic this style, shifting over towards narrative as well.
Now that creators are vlogging and bringing back the really personal grounded element, and then we're seeing the big spectacle content, that's bringing in lots of views. And then we're now having the creators that are simply asking, well, what happens if I put those two together?
I love stories. There's nothing wrong with having more storytellers. As long as there's humans on the world, there will be more stories told. But this transition of content, it's kind of developed a new method for a story. And that's simply to get you to the end of the video.
A lot of channels are like trying to pull a story, not even a story, but just trying to like exaggerate things to create a better video.
What is the value of a story with a purpose only to get you to the end of the video? Is that video worth anything? What is the purpose of a video that doesn't connect humans together, that isn't a framework for understanding, that doesn't convey emotions or experience? Is a story like that worth watching?
It exists, but it's a nothing burger.
Well, is Jackass worth watching? Are the Olympics worth watching? Is any spectacle worth watching? Duh. Me like Cargo Boom and Pie in Face. But I don't want to watch monster trucks all day. I mean, maybe once a month, maybe once every couple of months. But for me, I need a story that's more moving, that has more human connection, that has a purpose, motifs, themes, things that I can really sink my teeth into and enjoy. I want a transformational story. I want something that makes me go more than ha or whoa. Making a impactful, meaningful, transformational story takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of time. But if you're a YouTube creator and you've not thought of a story, you can always employ the long-standing tradition. Just have your editor make one.
It's not forced to what the shots are, it's just kind of how you edit it.
You allow the footage to tell you what to do. What you need to do is to tell the footage what you want it to do.
It's an editor's job to make the flow of a video work, to make its narrative arcs feel good. And I cannot give enough praise to editors who can take hundreds, sometimes thousands of hours of footage that don't have a strong through line and craft a narrative structure out of it. But we can't sit here and act like that's how you should recommend people go about making stories. It's just not as effective. For me, when you've got a spectacle video and you shoehorn in a narrative, it really screams to me that you felt this spectacle wouldn't be enough to keep me engaged, so you had to put in a story, as opposed to having a story that you want to tell and then inserting spectacle to enhance that story. It's a nuanced difference, but in my opinion, a distinctly important one. Listen, I think it's cool that people like Mr. Beast want to tell stories and want to get better at the craft of storytelling, but why is it that this is seen as a tactic and not a craft?
It's so hard to like get people attached to someone while also like keeping retention and keeping the tension and stuff like that.
I do feel like that's something that TV does really well. They
do.
tell backstory.
But that also, to me, 90% of the time is boring.
Mr. Beast does not believe in the viewer's ability to hold their attention to the end of the video. Him and others have a philosophy that you have to do everything you can to keep a viewer's attention. There is a lack of trust, a belittling, demeaning lack of trust in the audience. I think a phenomenal example of this is a video by Beam.
He has mastered social hacking with grand spectacle builds, and he is trying to become a storyteller.
I've been showing you clips from a video from Hayden Hilliard-Smith, an editor who's gone through and broken down one of Beam's videos, and he explains exactly why he doesn't like it. Okay, so the concept of this video, can Beam survive a whole day lost at sea? Interesting concept. To grab the audience's attention right at the start, he decides that he needs to swim through shark-infested waters. Why? I don't know, because he thought that it had tension. Essentially, he's done the big no-no in storytelling, which is take a shotgun, put it up on a shelf, and not use it. Here, Beams put the shotgun of the threat of sharks hurting him on the shelf, and he's done nothing with it the rest of the video. The sharks just sit on the shelf, doing nothing, being of harm to no one. Some could attribute this flaw to amateur storytelling, and that's, very likely. But if we frame his mindset like how I've been describing, his thought process could have been as simple as, what do people like? They like story and action. Our story takes place in the ocean. Let me insert a narrative about swimming past sharks to grab people's attention. It's a small mindset change, but the difference between I want to tell a story and I'll tell a story because that's what people want is extremely important into making a fulfilling video and story. I mean, maybe it's just me that feels this way, but I don't want future storytellers growing up thinking that their story has to revolve around a spectacle instead of, being able to just insert a spectacle to enhance your story. Maybe this is just a small period of time we're in, maybe Mr. Beast and the Beastie Boys are in growing pains right now, and 3 years from now, we're gonna get a story from Beam that really just moves us to our core. Listen, I don't know where the winds of fate will bring us. I only know what I'm seeing now. I'm seeing creators who are telling stories not because they want to or because they're interested in it, but because they think that's what they need to do to make a better YouTube video.
I don't trust people's attention spans where it's like, okay, I gotta get through the sharks, I gotta get this, I gotta get that. And in reality though, if you think about it, go against myself here, if they're clicking a video that they see it's that long and stuff, maybe they are willing to take that chance and they did click the video.
I guess I just have hope for the future that we can make storytellers that really care and want to make something impactful and emotional, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just too hopeful. In the meantime, if you want to find me, I'll be out watching